Welcome to this YouTube channel. In this video we are going to talk about the top 10 golf courses in Indiana. Before starting this video, like this video and subscribe to our channel for future updates. The Hoosier state of Indiana, with a land size of roughly 36,000 square miles and Indianapolis as its capital and largest city, is located in the Midwest region of the United States. The following are Indiana's top 10 golf courses. Number 10, the Sagamore Club, Noblesville. The Sagamore Club was the first to notice that the number of major championship victories held by Jack Nicklaus corresponded perfectly with the number of holes generally found on a course. As a result, every hole on this Nicklaus design corresponds, at least in name, to a major championship win for the Bear, starting with the 1962 U.S. Open and ending with the 1986 Masters. Although Jack Nicklaus never won the Players' Championship, the minor major, at TPC Sawgrass, the final 3 holes at Sagamore provide at least as much opportunity for golfers to get wet on this heroic and punishing stretch. No, 16 challenges players to traverse as much lake as they can. No, 17 is a par 3 nestled around the lake. And no, 18 is a par 5 with water all along the left side. Number 9, South Bend Country Club. South Bend. Perhaps recognizing that the Chicago golf scene had reached saturation, George O'Neill cheerfully relocated his talents to South Bend, where he created the city's title country club route. The Western Open, traditionally hosted in the Chicago metropolitan area, was eventually introduced to O'Neill's course by Chicago's golf experts. Although the route has fallen behind in the distance wars, maximum distance is at 600 yards, it nevertheless provides a golden age strategy test to more ordinary golfers. The final par 5, which is only 478 yards long, exemplifies this. The waterfront holes will undoubtedly be the highlight for those playing a relaxed round. Because no, 5 is a par 5 that completely loops around South Chain Lake, and the shorter no, 16, 388 yards, has tee boxes built into the lake. The only way to ensure success is to avoid slicing your drive. More than a century later, O'Neill would not mourn golf's exodus from the city. Number 8, Brickyard Crossing Golf Course, Indianapolis. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway, often known as the Brickyard, first opened its doors as an automobile racing track in 1909, and it's only right that the world's largest sporting venue is also home to the world's oldest major car race, the Indy 500. The Speedway golf course first opened for play in 1929, and this 27-hole layout, with 18 holes outside the track and 9 inside, was in use for more than 60 years. In 1993, the new course was called Brickyard Crossing following a substantial rebuild. The original layout was transformed into an 18-hole championship course by Pete Dye, with 14 holes located outside the track and 4, number 7 to number 10, located inside the track. Close to an infield lake, this course has a par of 72 and measures almost 200 yards from the back tees. The LPGA Tour's Indy Women in Tech Championship brought professional women's golf back to the course in 2017. The course is resequenced for this tournament, with the front 9 consisting of holes 11 to 18, then hole 1, and the back 9 consisting of holes 2 to 10, allowing the infield holes to be played as the final 4 holes. Number 7, the Donald Ross Course at French Lick Resort. The Valley Links, designed by Tom Bendelow, was the first golf course to open at the French Lick Resort in 1907, and it was joined a decade later by the Hill Course, as it was originally known, an 18-hole layout designed by Donald Ross. The 1924 PGA Championship was hosted on this course 7 years after it was first opened, and it was won by Walter Hagen. When the Cook Group bought the resort in 2005, they chose to renovate the existing Valley course and build a new $24 million 18-hole course on top of adjacent Mt. Ari, which was then named after Pete Dye, the course's designer. It hosted the first Donald Ross Centennial Classic on the Symetra Tour, the LPGA's official developing tour. 10 years later, the inaugural Senior LPGA Championship was staged on the Pete Dye course the same week as part of a week-long celebration of women's golf. Number 6. Birk Boilermaker Golf Complex, Campen, West Lafayette Carrot. When the 36-hole Purdue University Birk Boilermaker Golf Complex opened in 1996, the Campen course was known as the North Course. The Campen, designed by Pete Dye and named after Purdue fan Emerson Campen, is one of the country's best collegiate courses, measuring more than 400 yards from the tips. It has held a number of notable tournaments throughout the years, notably the 2004 Indiana Open, which was won by Lee Williamson of Purdue University, who now competes on the WEB.com Tour. The South, the facility's second course, was designed by Bill Diddell in 1934 and nicknamed Ackerman Hills, before being completely remodeled by Pete Dye in 2016. The new course was renamed Ackerman Allen when it reopened. Number 5. The Foul Course at Indiana University, Bloomington Carrot. When Indiana University looked around the Big Ten Athletic Conference, it could understandably be envious of its rivals. Ohio State and Michigan both have Alistair McKenzie roots, the latter also has a Pete Dye, and Wisconsin has a Robert Trent Jones II layout. Indiana is surely among these ranks, and the ambitious Foul Course may be the most difficult of them all. The university went to Steve Smyers, who collaborated with Fuzzy Zoller, an Indiana native, to fully remodel the previous incarnation of the course, including repurposing acreage previously occupied by a par 3 course to provide for more routing flexibility. The course may be stretched to a whopping 900 yards, ranking it with Blessings Golf Club as one of the most challenging and long courses encountered by NCAA participants. In contrast to the University of Arkansas course, Indiana is eager to keep its public access choices for Bloomington locals. Tees as short as 600 yards are available for those who aren't up for an 8,000-yard beast. To complement its excellent course, the facility also has a top-notch practice facility with various driving ranges. Number 4. Sycamore Hills Golf Course. Fort Wayne is almost equal to. Over the years, Jack Nicklaus has modified some component of each hole at No. 16 Muirfield Village in order to keep the course competitive as the yearly host of the PGA Tour's Memorial Tournament. He hasn't done any substantial renovations at Sycamore Hills Golf Club in Fort Wayne, only minor tweaks, despite the fact that the course hosts amateur events. Nicklaus believes there is no need to make it more difficult for ordinary member play. After all, the lengthy free-form bunker left of the fairway on the par 4 third, the 14 bunkers strewn throughout the par 5 fifth, and the serpentine stream that crosses the fairway 4 times from tee to green on the par 5 15th have always provided plenty of challenge. Nicklaus is at his most inventive at Sycamore Hills, with strategic golf on some holes, gamble golf on others, and target golf on still others. Number 3. Pete Dye Course at French Lick Resort is almost equal to Carrot. With rumpled chipping swales, country lane cart lanes, and volcano bunkers, Pete Dye's mountainside design, which won Golf Digest's Best New Public Award in 2009, demonstrated that the designer, at the age of 80, still had fresh ideas. Pete Dye at French Lick, at little over 100 yards from the tips, isn't the first course over 8,000 yards to make our list. That would be Runaway Brook in Massachusetts, presently known as the International Golf Club's Pines Course. In 1967, it was listed at 8,040 yards. It's now 8,325 yards. At 8,415 yards, Jade Dragon Snow Mountain in China is the world's longest. Number 2. Crooked Stick Golf Club. Carmel is almost equal to. Pete Dye became Pete Dye on the course Crooked Stick. Pete formed Crooked Stick, located the site, collected the cash, and planned the course, eschewing traditional golf holes in favor of radical ones, including bulkheads of vertical telephone poles to create sudden change, and lengthy areas of sand to simulate dunes. He also built it himself, with the help of his wife, Alice, and their 2 young kids, Perry and P.B. They first opened the back 9 in 1965, with Mackenzie-style boomerang greens. The front 9 followed 2 years later. With Donald Ross-inspired lines and angles, Crooked Stick hosted the 1991 PGA event, making it the first die course to hold a major championship. Number 1. Victoria National Golf Club. Newburgh. Victoria National, built atop Peabody Coal Company's long-abandoned Victoria Strip mine in southern Indiana, was a straightforward route for Tom Fazio. He just followed the passageways that existed between mining spoil mounds, long since overgrown with trees, and some 40 acres of fingery lagoons that had formed as steam shovels digging out coal deposits struck the water table. Victoria National, which was named Best New Private Course of 1999, astounded the majority of the panelists. The most odd, unrefined, and unpretentious Fazio design ever. One gushed, "Probably the hardest Fazio course I've played," said another, "It's more punishing than Pine Valley." That assessment was shared by Fazio soon after it opened. He commented, "It's US Open quality now. It would be extremely difficult if the wind blew." What do you think about this video? Do let us know down in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.